Goodbye, Newell, and good luck.
Goodbye, Jono.
Goodbye, fellas. You'll write, won't you?
Of course we will.
My regards to everyone at the hospital, Paige.
You're going to stay here?
I think so. There's work here for me. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Francis.
You better hurry.
So you're really not coming? You've made up your mind?
Yes, Newell. You see, I've had a green light, too. I was stopped for a long time, but I'm going forward again now.
Francis, I'm not going to try to tell you.
No, don't. Just be happy. And make her happy.
You're a good egg, Ogilvy.
Thanks. You are, too.
We lower our curtain on green light. A few years ago, when Errol Flynn was knocking about Australia, he and some friends bought a schooner and made a memorable 3,000-mile voyage to New Guinea, as set forth in his widely sold book, Beam Ends. So naturally, I was interested to learn when I was in Boston a couple of weeks ago that he'd just been in town looking for another boat. Does that mean, Errol, that you're planning to lift anchor again for those lazy South Sea islands?
Well, I did buy a boat, Mr. DeMille. 75-foot ketch, which I've named after that old schooner of mine, the Sirocco. And I'm planning a trip, too. But instead of the South Seas, it'll be to the Caribbean this time and through the West Indies.
And when are you leaving, Errol?
Just as soon as the next picture's finished, Olivia. Sometime in March.
Well, Errol, is this another costume piece, like the Adventures of Robin Hood? I understand you're quite a dashing lad in your doublet and buskin and beard.
Well, I hope the public agrees when they see the picture. But in this new one, I'll be back in modern clothes for a change. And when that's finished, and when I return from my trip, I also hope we'll meet again in the Lux Radio Theater. I get a great deal of pleasure listening to this program, and it's still more enjoyable to be able to take part. Many thanks, sir.
I see, Olivia, that your schedule also calls for a little trip.
Yes, for the premiere of another picture, Gold is Where You Find It. A number of the scenes were shot in a little town in northwest California, one of the old gold mining towns called Weaverville. So we're holding the premiere there next Saturday.
Well, I don't know much about Weaverville, but I believe it's the only town in the United States whose real estate had to be imported.
Well, perhaps I'd better explain why. They did so much hydraulic gold mining there that the water washed away all the fertile earth. Grain fields were needed in the picture, so we had to transport growing grain and soil, 2.5 acres, in fact, all the way to Weaverville, where I suppose it's still growing. We just heard that everything is all set for the premiere, but the head of the Businessmen's Association says that they're a bit puzzled. They're not quite sure what we'd like to have after the premiere, chocolate or vanilla ice cream. But it's a fascinating little town, and I'm so anxious to see it once again. And now, my thanks to you all.
Now, let me wish you a most successful premiere, Olivia, and chocolate ice cream. And you, Errol? Clear seas and strong winds.
Thanks, sir. Good night, Mr. DeMille.
Good night. Good night to you both.